Alexis Nolan from Mining Journal Select, and I'm delighted to have with me here John Cash, the CEO of UR Energy, which is presumably the biggest thing to come out of Wyoming, I suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so.
Absolutely. So, what's great about UR Energy? You're the only uranium developer producer that we have here at the event. But it's a massive time for uranium. The sort of geopolitical situation that we have, the energy supply, energy security situation that we have. It's never been a better time for uranium. Obviously, you've got your existing production and expansion in Wyoming. So why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction to sort of where the company's come from and how it's developing going forward, because the sort of resource estimates that you have are pretty impressive.
Yeah, they are. So yeah, the company formed in 2004, originally formed in Canada, but the directors immediately saw that, hey, exploring in the Athabasca is elephant hunting. You can find some massive deposits, but the risk is also very high. So pretty quickly, early on, the director said, no, let's move toward Wyoming, look for redox roll front type deposits. And one of the directors, Bill Boberg, said, hey, I know just the thing. And so we acquired Lost Creek, and it's been a very successful project. We've been able to permit it, get it into production. We've been in production now for 9 years. We've produced nearly 3 million pounds of uranium. So yeah, and as you say, it's a great time in the uranium space. The tailwinds are at our back, and good contracts, good production, and we're certainly headed in the right direction.
Sure, and the resource estimate for Lost Creek as well is, you say it's almost 3 million pounds, but the resource estimate going forward is there's a lot there.
Yeah, we have a 14-year mine life based on the resources we have in the ground right now. So 11.9 million pounds of measured and indicated, an additional 6.6 million pounds of inferred. We've done 6 exploration programs in the life of the company. Every one of them has been successful in bringing in more pounds at Lost Creek at an average cost of 50 cents a pound discovery cost. So we believe we've got a lot more opportunity to grow that resource going forward, in addition to that 14-year existing mine life.
Yeah, and in terms of some of the financial resourcing around that, just sort of bring us up to speed with that situation and what you're looking for from investors, and why investors should be taking should be joining you on a good bet.
Yeah, so UR Energy, we are a very clean, simple story. We deal exclusively in uranium with production, and we're well financed. We just finished a financing not so long ago. We brought in 46 million gross, and so our coffers are very full right now. We've got $79 million cash in the bank. Beyond that, we've got a great inventory that we can sell and turn into cash very quickly. So 224,000 pounds of inventory that can be converted. So in a good spot there. We've got a good relationship with the Department of Energy. We just sold them 100,000 pounds of uranium at a sales price of $64.47 a pound, so well above what the market is providing. And that program may continue. We'll see if it does. If it does, we stand by ready to produce into that and to sell to the U.S. government at those escalated prices. Sure. And beyond that, we've been successful in signing other very high-priced contracts with global nuclear providers. And so those start this year, 200,000 pounds under contract for this year, and then they go to 600,000 pounds per year for the next 6 years thereafter. So that only represents 1/4 of our licensed capacity. And so we've got a lot more room to sell into a rising market. So we think we're in a fantastic position right now. Share prices have been down a little bit the last couple of weeks in response to the broader market. So it looks like now may be a very good time to jump into our story.
Yeah, well, you're not alone with
no, we're not.
But yeah, exactly. That's why it's a good time. I mean, with the market fundamentals, geopolitical concerns and influence, and with the production that you have, and with the prices that you're getting from governments, it couldn't be a better time, could it really?
Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah. And in terms of you've got Shirley Basin as well, I think.
We do.
Yeah. So to sort of bring that into the picture.
Yeah, so our second flagship property is Shirley Basin. We acquired it in 2013, not because it's the largest project in the world. It only has 8.8 million pounds of measured and indicated, of which most are measured pounds. But we really liked it because it's very high grade, about 2.24%. But also the ore body is very shallow. It's completely drilled out. The roads are there. The power lines are there. It's relatively close to town. So we believe the production cost at Shirley Basin will actually be a little bit less than at Lost Creek. So C1 cash cost, a little over $16 a pound, maybe pushing $17 a pound at Shirley Basin, all in mine site around $33 a pound. So when you've got a market that's 50 to 53, depending on short term or long term, we're well in the money now and looking for more contracts to justify bringing that into production.
Fantastic. And in terms of looking forward for investors, what should they be looking out for the next 6, 12, 18 months? Is it more contracts? Is that the trigger, do you think?
Yeah, so a number of catalysts to keep an eye on, more contracts going forward, watch the geopolitics, what happens with Russia, what happens with Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and those nations. If they begin to have trouble getting pounds out of those countries, then watch the uranium price, and we should be able to benefit fairly dramatically from that. Beyond that, research and development. We've announced 2 programs that we're working on. One is deals with well casing and installation. A phase 1 testing on that showed a 75% reduction in drill rig time per well, which is dramatic. Those are for injection wells. But we're moving importantly into phase 2 testing. Now that we have a number of wells installed, we have to make sure that they will accept flow. So we're beginning to work on that now. And the second research and development program deals with water treatment. Okay. We already recycle well over 99% of the water we utilize, and we're trying to reduce that even further. It's not just ESG. There's a financial angle to this as well. It's the right thing to do, but we believe we can also reduce our cost by recycling more water because wastewater is expensive to deal with.
Absolutely. It all counts, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay. John, thank you very much for joining us today and wish you the best.
All right. Thank you very much.
Cheers.